Hey everyone, Two Angry Frogs here, and today we're taking a detour to talk about patch 10.2.6, which is scheduled to land within the next few weeks. Based on the skull and crossbones on the roadmap, there's a lot of talk about pirates, but there are some other theories about what could possibly be coming. What do I think? Well, I have what I would like to see as well. But before we begin, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you always know what we're up to next. And thank you to everyone for your support. Now, let's get into it. So there are a number of theories that are making the rounds in the various WoW sites and forums about 10.2.6 content. Let's break down the most popular. The first and most obvious is something pirate themed. But why pirates? Well, some think it could be Blizz giving us a little bit of content related to the pirate themed expansion that players have been wanting but was ruled out by Mike Ibarra, who is no longer with Blizzard, by the way. Some think it could be trading post related or some type of new world event. Another theory around the pirate theme is a refresh of the island expeditions from Battle of Azeroth. The first thing almost anyone thinks of with a skull and crossbones is pirates, so it makes a lot of sense from that standpoint. But a patch totally pirate themed will need something for it to make sense. For almost a year and a half, we've had dragons, and more dragons, and all of a sudden pirate. Trading post related only would be massively underwhelming, and players would certainly revolt. And as far as a world event, the tech is already there to create one from reusable development assets, but do we really need another event? The second big theory making the rounds is a hardcore mode for retail. With classic hardcore mode recently being released, the thought is the skull and crossbones represent death as opposed to pirates. To me personally, that seems like a major undertaking and a lot of diverted dev resources, and they are clearly focused on the next expansion given the roadmap timeline. And the classic crowd is not the retail crowd. Yes, you do get some crossover between the two, but that has been more so between retail and Season of Discovery as compared to classic. Not only that, retail hardcore is something I think Blizzard would want to hype, and that is not something that has even been on the radar. The next theory, and this one I find very interesting, is that it will be themed around the gnolls in Dragonflight. The argument for this is that we have been given possible clues during Dragonflight that this is coming. The first being that we do not actually kill the last boss in Brackenhide Hollow to Catriarch Rathai, but the boss escapes. And after the blooming of Emirdrasil during the A Changed Land quest, we talk to the various residents to make sure they're okay. When we talk to Gnoll Monarch, he talks about the gnolls finding the life tree, but Rot also liking the life tree, and Rathai will want sick tree. The argument here is that the skull and crossbones represent disease or poison, so this has some legs to it. However, it might be too soon. If the dev team allows the new world tree to be attacked within the first 60 days of the elves finding a new home, there will be elven riots in the streets of Stormwind. Seriously, we just got a little beyond Teldrassil being burned to the ground. Before we leave this one, there is also some theory around a 2-boss mini-raid, which would include Rathai and another boss. Finally, the Hearthstone 10-year anniversary is coming up on March 11th, which perfectly aligns with the potential timeline of the 10.2.6 patch. There has been some data mining on the 10.2.5 PTR that suggests it could be related to Hearthstone. So far, the data miners have uncovered mounts, battle pets, toys, and armor cosmetics, as well as a potential world event. While all of this lines up, Hearthstone already has had pirate-themed decks and Pirates in Battlegrounds mode, so I'm not sure how this would line up currently. However, this one seems viable and gives the cross-promotion Blizzard wants, just like they did with the Arclight Rumble. So among all of the running theories, my concern is that this ties out to the Hearthstone anniversary. I think for WoW players in general, this would be a big letdown. But from a dev standpoint, it is certainly the path of least resistance. What would I like to see? Well, let me put on the Hopium mask. I think it could be a mix between pirates and an introduction to the new expansion. Pirates could play out in some story role that drives us to chase them down across the sea, which ends up with us at the edge of a new landmass, Kaz Algar. We know from Blizzard that the new expansion landmass is located off the western shores of Pandaria. This would be a great way to keep the hype going for War Within and keep players ready for the expansion while we enter somewhat of a content drought in Dragonflight. Imagine ending the small storyline involving the pirates with a short endgame cinematic. As we hunt down our pirate quarry, we begin to see a landmass form in the distance. As we approach and get close enough to see the detail, the cinematic ends. We know Blizzard is far enough along in the development at this point to do something like this, given the expansion is slated for release in late summer. This type of thing would generate more hype, raise more questions, and keep the conversation going, which is great for us as players. Then from this, it would be a nice smooth transition into a pre-patch, which could have us making landfall and completing an introductory story just before expansion release. So what do you think? Do you have your own theories? Hold on a second. Let's see. Post from Blizzard yesterday. For 10.2.6, we created what we think is a unique event inspired by past musings from the community. We can say that it is open to anyone with a WoW subscription, Classic, or Dragonflight. That's all we're going to say. So, with all that, back to it. So what do you think? Is it pirates all the way? Or do you have your own thoughts and theories that the WoW community may have missed? Let us know down below in the comments, and to everyone, have a great day.